labor safeguarding, fire, industrial and environmental safety training. Nipigaz Pererabotka is Russia's leading center for management of design, procurement, logistics and construction. Nipigaz takes part in the largest projects in the petroleum industry and petrochemistry, and it has successful experience in large international projects in cooperation with leading American, Italian and French companies. Nipigaz offices are located in Moscow, Krasnodar, Tyumen, Tobolsk, in the city of Svobodny, St. Petersburg, in Murmansk and on the Gaidan Peninsula. The total number of employees is more than 4,000 people. In the course of planning and execution of activities, Nipigaz pays special attention to safeguarding of the company's staff, contractors, visitors and residents of areas of Nipigaz activity. On the basis of the world practices, we've created and have been developing an integrated management system complying with the requirements of international standards. The strategic goals of the policy and the integrated management system include engineering, procurement, management of construction, project management in petroleum and gas industry on the basis of introduction of the newest technologies and modern equipment with compliance with requirements of labor safeguarding, industrial and fire safety and environmental protection. Employees of Nipigaz and contractors shall actively participate in reaching the set goal, complying with the IMS requirements set in the company. Remember, on all sites of Nipigaz, the unified key safety rules which shall be fully complied with by both employees of the company and employees of contractors are applicable. It is prohibited: 1. To conceal information about accidents, fires, incidents, workplace injuries, potentially hazardous accidents. 2. To conduct high-risk operations without a safety work permit as well as to breach its requirements. 3. To turn off or to compromise integrity of interlocks, automatic accident protection and safety devices of operative equipment without a corresponding written authorization. 4. To appear in the territory of the enterprise in a state of alcoholic, narcotic or other intoxication. 5. To smoke in the territory of the enterprise beyond special smoking areas or to use open flame without a special permission. Disciplinary actions are taken against violators of the key safety rules, up to employee termination for employees of the company, and from penalty fines to termination of the agreement for contractors. Safety rules for office employees. In corridors, pay attention when opening doors. Move carefully around wet floor signs. In stairways, hold the handrails. Do not use cell phones. Do not carry oversized and heavy loads. It is mandatory to remember the following safety rules and factors. Use safe shoes. Eat only in designated premises and canteens. Do not spill liquids on the floor. Hazard of visibility restriction during movement. Hazard of headphones use at workplace. Electrical shock hazard when using electric devices and sockets with open current carrying parts. Hazard of obstruction of passages and evacuation ways. In case of fire or activation of fire alarm, it is necessary to leave the building along the evacuation ways specified by evacuation plans located on each floor without using lifts and to reach the muster point. General safety rules at construction sites. Moving of visitors across the territory of the construction site is permitted only together with an assigned employee of the enterprise. It is necessary to acquire prior authorization for bringing of laptops, photo and video cameras in the territory of the construction site, and for photo and video shooting from the security service. It is allowed to enter the territories of construction sites only through special checkpoints and as per personal pass. It is prohibited to use cell phones in hazardous areas marked with corresponding signs. Strictly comply with the requirements of the unified system of signal colors, signs and safety markings in the territory of the construction site. Pedestrians are only allowed to move on pavements and pedestrian passages and along the left side of roads against the current of traffic when there are no pavements and pedestrian passages. The risk of production factors cannot be completely eliminated on any construction site. That's why the employees and visitors of the construction site are provided with special clothes and all necessary personal protection equipment with consideration of the specificity of the facility. Special shoes, special clothes, special bright green vests, protective helmet, earmuffs, earplugs, respiratory organs protection equipment, if necessary within the operative perimeters, protective gloves, glasses, and helmet. It is mandatory to use personal protection equipment when entering the area marked with a corresponding sign. It is only allowed to appear in the territory of the construction site without special clothes and personal protection equipment in administrative buildings and green areas marked in the safety leaflet scheme. When moving across the territory of the construction site, the routes specified in the safety leaflet scheme shall be followed. Operative process installations shall be detoured. It is strictly prohibited to cross the fences and the areas marked with corresponding signs, as well as to approach and to touch moving parts of machines and mechanisms. High-risk operations. Execution of high-risk operation requires a special training of workers, and only persons undergone training and knowledge check may be authorized to execute them. It is only allowed to start executing the works after issuance of a safe work permit. Before commencement of high-risk operations, all potential sources of hazard and risks related to the assignment shall be defined. In case of discovering of circumstances threatening safety of workers, the works shall be stopped immediately. It is mandatory to use general and special personal protection equipment. Height works require special knowledge and training of workers. In case of non-availability of collective protective equipment, it is mandatory to use safety harness for execution of any height works. For safe execution of height works, it is necessary to provide correct choice and use of safety harness to install protective and signal enclosures. Construction or structural changes of scaffolding may be performed only by skilled personnel. Lifting operations. It is prohibited to stay under the cargo during lifting operations. All lifting equipment is subject to periodical inspections. It is strictly prohibited to perform lifting works without compliance with the applicable rules, since it may threaten lives of the workers. Earthworks. The works containing excavation of soil, its transporting, laying and compacting. In the course of earthworks, the following hazardous and adverse production factors may affect the workers. Ground sand failure. Hazardous voltage in electric current which may be closed through human body. Increased static electricity level. Increased noise level. Insufficient illumination of the working area. High or low air temperature. Use of vehicles and compliance with road traffic rules play an important role in labour safety. Vehicles shall always be maintained in good condition and used as intended. All vehicle drivers shall have valid licenses of the required category and undergo safe driving courses. The road traffic rules shall be complied with both in the territory of the production site and beyond it, both by drivers and pedestrians. The speed of vehicles in the territory of the construction site shall not exceed the speed limits specified by signs. Operations in confined space are a particular aspect of execution of works, since presence in confined space may lead to asphyxia and death. Training and issuance of a safe work permit are mandatory before commencement of works. No one may enter confined spaces without prior training. Fire safety. Each employee shall comply with the rules of fire safety, both in operational areas and in temporary residence areas. It is strictly prohibited to smoke in operation areas, residential and administrative premises, to apply self-made electric heating devices, to deliberately turn off the fire alarm and announcement system in production and administrative areas. Fire extinguishers are located in specially designated and marked areas. Environmental protection. Direct or indirect environmental impact should be avoided. Isolation, processing and disposal of wastes are mandatory. Actions of employees in case of emergency. In case of any injury, even a minor one, or necessity of medical care for other persons, it is necessary to inform the accompanying person or the immediate superior about it immediately and to use first aid kits, to apply the first aid post, if any, or to the nearest hospital. In case of activation of emergency alarm, the visitors shall follow the instructions and follow the accompanying person to leave the territory immediately and to gather in the specified muster point. Being in the territory of the enterprise, always keep the safety leaflet containing the scheme of the territory of the construction site office, telephone numbers of emergency services, muster points, and other operative information you need in case of emergency handy. You can report all facts of violation of labour protection requirements, industrial safety, and any other situations that create dangerous conditions by email hsc@nipigas.ru. We remind you that only full compliance with the rules you have just familiarised yourself with guarantees comfort and safety in a production facility.